Atlanta, 3 minutes. That's all it took for hip-hop history to be rewritten. Picture this, a crowd roaring so loud the floor itself seemed to vibrate, thousands of phones raised in the air, and then silence as Kendrick Lamar stepped out, shadowed by none other than Playboi Carti. No intro, no warning, no announcement, just raw, unfiltered chaos about to be unleashed. What happened in those 180 seconds left fans screaming, celebrities frozen in disbelief, and insiders whispering that we may have just witnessed the death of an old era and the shocking birth of something no one was ready for. In a moment that looked like pure freestyle but smelled of careful planning, Kendrick and Carti unleashed bars so sharp, so cryptic, and so perfectly timed that the entire rap game shook. And if you think this was just music, think again. This was a direct ambush on some of the biggest names in hip-hop. And those names weren't spared, not even in their own city. Drake, Travis, Future. Subtle or not, the shots were fired, and the crowd knew it instantly. Now the question is, was this a one-time stunt or the opening shot of a war that will consume the industry? Stay tuned, because this is only the beginning. Atlanta has always been more than just a city in hip-hop. It's the epicenter of culture, the place where legends are made and where careers can end overnight. From Outkast reshaping southern rap, to Future dominating trap, to Lil Baby carrying the torch, Atlanta is where the sound of the streets dictates the sound of the world. And on this night, under neon lights and deafening energy, something happened that people will be dissecting for decades. For years, fans have debated one question: could the new wave of chaotic, rage-driven rap coexist with the deeply lyrical, socially conscious storytelling of the old guard? Most people said no. The styles were too different, the energies too far apart. Kendrick Lamar and Playboi Carti belong to two different universes. One crafted verses that felt like Pulitzer-winning poetry, the other spoke in baby-voiced chaos that turned mosh pits into war zones. The idea of the two colliding wasn't just unexpected, it was unthinkable. But let's rewind. Kendrick had been quiet, too quiet. Ever since his legendary run with Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers and the endless talk about his 11th hour diss saga with Drake, he had chosen silence as his weapon. Fans speculated about retirement, about whether his pen had cooled, or whether he was plotting something massive. Meanwhile, Playboi Carti had built an entirely different empire, a cult-like following that didn't just listen to his music, but lived in his aesthetic: black leather, red lights, vampire screams, and chaos that could tear down an arena in minutes. Carti wasn't about words, he was about energy, and energy sells. On the surface, these two couldn't be further apart, but insiders have whispered for months that Kendrick had been studying Carti, not musically, but strategically. See, Kendrick doesn't move randomly. Every step, every feature, every verse, it's calculated. So when Playboi Carti's camp was spotted near Kendrick's rehearsal studio in LA last month, rumors exploded. Blogs brushed it off as coincidence. But fans on Reddit and Twitter weren't buying it. They swore something was brewing. And then came the announcement: Atlanta. A night billed as just another Carti headline show, packed with his die-hard rage fans. Nobody, and not even the front row, expected Kendrick Lamar to appear. Nobody thought they'd see Compton and Carti's vampiric world merge on one stage. And certainly nobody expected what was about to unfold in those 3 minutes. To understand the magnitude, you have to understand the tension that's been boiling beneath the surface of hip-hop. Drake has dominated charts with streams. Travis Scott has ruled arenas with spectacle. Future has claimed Atlanta as his city. But Kendrick, he has always been the anomaly. The one artist who could dismantle all three without needing chart tricks, pyrotechnics, or endless singles. And the industry knew it, which is why his silence was so dangerous. Because silence from Kendrick means plotting. Now add Carti to the equation. Carti is chaos incarnate, the type of artist who thrives on unpredictability. Where Kendrick is strategy, Carti is raw eruption. Together they weren't supposed to make sense, but in that moment they did. And what makes it even crazier, word from backstage insiders says this wasn't just a performance. It was a calculated declaration of war. Certain lyrics Kendrick dropped, combined with Carti's distorted ad-libs, sounded like direct subliminals aimed at Drake's last album, Travis Scott's tour setup, and even Future's self-proclaimed status as the King of Atlanta. Think about that for a second. In Future's own city, At a Carti show, with Kendrick holding the mic, social media lit up instantly, with fans screaming that they felt like they were watching the tectonic plates of hip-hop shift right in front of them. Clips started going viral before the 3 minutes were even finished. And here's where it gets even darker. Some fans swear that the whole thing was pre-recorded and leaked strategically to certain accounts before Kendrick even stepped on stage, meaning someone wanted this chaos. Someone wanted this firestorm to explode on command. And if you believe the whispers, that someone wasn't Kendrick. It wasn't Carti either. Insiders claim there's a shadow figure in the industry, pulling strings, pushing certain artists together to dismantle the old guard and rebuild hip-hop under a new power structure. And if that's true, then Atlanta was just the first shot. The crowd that night didn't realize it, but they were witnessing the beginning of a new movement, a merging of two worlds, lyrical dominance and chaotic rage, weaponized against the industry's giants. But as history has always shown us, when shots get fired in hip-hop, retaliation isn't far behind. And trust me, retaliation is already brewing. Because just as Kendrick and Carti walked off that stage, certain phones in the audience buzzed with notifications from Future's camp. Leaked DMs started surfacing, tweets vanished before screenshots could be taken. Something was happening behind the scenes, and the fans didn't even know the half of it. The question isn't just what happened in those 3 minutes. The real question is, who's next? And that's where this story takes its first shocking turn. The moment Kendrick Lamar grabbed the mic, the energy in Atlanta flipped like a switch. Carti had already primed the crowd into full vampire rage mode. Strobe lights flashing, bass shaking the walls, fans moshing so hard security couldn't keep up. Then, without a single warning, the beat cut. Silence. The type of silence that makes your chest tighten because you know something's about to happen. And then, the voice. Kendrick. He didn't rap like he was doing a feature. He didn't rap like a guest artist trying to fit Carti's vibe. He rapped like a man kicking down the door of hip-hop itself. The first line, fans claim it was a direct subliminal at Drake, mocking the way streams buy respect, but respect don't buy streams. The crowd gasped. They knew instantly who he meant. The second line, a shot at Travis Scott, calling out plastic stages and auto-tuned rage. People's mouths dropped. By the time the third line came, it was nuclear. Kings don't beg in their own city. Everyone turned to each other because they knew he was talking about Future. Now picture this. Kendrick spitting these lines with surgical calm while Carti lurked behind him, screeching distorted ad-libs like a demon punctuating every bar. What? Vamp. Die lit. It wasn't just rap, it was theater. It was warfare. And the craziest part, insiders say none of this was random. A leaked rehearsal clip surfaced just hours later, showing Kendrick and Carti practicing the routine in a dimly lit studio. But here's the kicker. In that clip, the lyrics were even sharper. The lines about Drake were longer. The shots at Travis were more direct, which means what the crowd got in Atlanta wasn't the rawest version. It was the toned down one. Someone leaked the uncut rehearsal to stir the pot. Who leaked it? Nobody knows for sure, but fans are pointing fingers. Some claim it came from Carti's camp, that he wanted maximum chaos to build hype for his next album. Others insist it was Kendrick himself, using the oldest trick in the book. Act like it's a slip, when in reality it's a sniper shot aimed at the industry. And then there's a darker theory, that this leak came from a label insider who wanted to pit Atlanta's heroes against the West Coast Crown King for profit. Because let's be clear, this wasn't just bars. This was a violation. To diss Future and ATL? To diss Travis while his tour still dominates arenas? To diss Drake while he's still licking his wounds from Kendrick's Euphoria saga? That's not rap beef. That's war declaration. And the audience knew it. Phones shot up. Fans screamed like they were watching history, because they were. Within minutes, clips hit Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram. One fan's caption went viral instantly. 3 minutes just ended a decade. Another wrote, Carti summoned a demon. and it was Kendrick. By the time the performance ended, hashtags like #Kendrick vs Drake again, #Future responds, and #Carti the Vampire General were trending worldwide. But here's where things get even crazier. As Kendrick delivered his last verse, Carti screamed a line that wasn't in the rehearsal leak, a line nobody expected. ATL don't need no king. The crowd froze. Was he co-signing Kendrick's diss at Future? Was he saying Carti himself should be crowned? People booed, people cheered. Fans fought in the pit. It was chaos on top of chaos. And that's when security had to step in. Multiple eyewitnesses say Carti's team rushed the stage, not to protect Carti, but to protect Kendrick. Because word started spreading through the crowd that certain members of Future's crew were in the building and they weren't happy. Allegedly, someone backstage shouted, "This is disrespect." Moments later, fans swear they saw a scuffle, but near the VIP section, lights dimmed faster than usual. The show ended abruptly, and Kendrick and Carti were escorted out under heavy security. That should have been the end. But in true hip-hop fashion, the night wasn't over when the music stopped. Barely 20 minutes later, Future posted, and then deleted, an Instagram story. Just 3 words, "Not in my city." No tags, no names, but everybody knew who it was for. Screenshots spread like wildfire. Then another post appeared, this time from one of Future's close affiliates. "Respect is earned, not screamed. Be careful who you bring here." Fans immediately tied it to Carti's scream about Atlanta not needing a king. The city was split, half cheering Kendrick and Carti for daring to shake the throne, the other half furious at the disrespect. And then came the leaked DM screenshots. One Twitter account with over 50K followers dropped what they claimed were messages between a Carti affiliate and a Future affiliate. The conversation was simple but chilling. Y'all knew what he was gonna say. "You think he's untouchable? He ain't untouchable here." The tweets exploded. Fans argued endlessly about whether the screenshots were real, but the damage was done. The idea that Future's camp felt personally disrespected was now public. And once that narrative takes hold, you can't put it back in the box. But the real first twist, it wasn't Future, it wasn't Drake, it wasn't Travis. It was Kendrick himself. Hours after the performance, Kendrick's verified burner account, the same one fans have tracked for years, like the tweet that said, "Carti just did more for me in 3 minutes than some did in 3 decades." The implication was brutal. Kendrick wasn't just praising Carti, he was dismissing Drake, Future, and Travis as irrelevant dinosaurs. And if you think that's reckless, wait until you hear this. An insider from Kendrick's camp whispered to a blog that this wasn't a one-off stunt. Kendrick and Carti allegedly recorded a full-length collaboration project, and the Atlanta performance was just the teaser. Imagine that. Kendrick Lamar and Playboy Carti, a joint album designed to unite 2 worlds and torch everyone in their path. And if the insider is telling the truth, the album's title is just as shocking: No Kings. By the next morning, Atlanta was still buzzing. Clips from the show had already hit 20 million combined views across TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter. Fans weren't just talking about what Kendrick said, they were dissecting every syllable, every Carti ad-lib, every glance between the two. People were slowing down footage like it was the Zapruder film, swearing Kendrick's smirk after the "King in his city" line was aimed directly at Future's VIP booth. Others insisted Carti's scream wasn't random, that it was scripted to light the fuse. But then came the moment that turned hype into full-on war. Around noon, a mysterious SoundCloud link started circulating in private Discord servers. The file was titled "No Kings Demo 01. Nobody knew where it came from. The link spread like wildfire, crashing servers, vanishing, and reappearing on re-uploads. And when fans finally got to hear it, chaos. The demo wasn't polished. It was raw, gritty, but unmistakable. Kendrick and Carti trading bars over a distorted beat that sounded nothing like mainstream rap. And in the middle of it, lines that felt like they were aimed directly at Drake and Future, with no subtlety. This time, one leaked bar allegedly had Kendrick rapping, "I don't stream beg, I crown break. Ask your city, they know my name." And then Carti screaming right after, "ATL mine, vamp life reign." The implication was undeniable. This wasn't just Atlanta heat. This was a manifesto. Fans lost their minds. Blogs picked it up instantly. Hip-hop Twitter erupted with threads like, "The Carti x Kendrick tape is real." Memes flooded timelines. Kendrick drawn as a chess. Master Carti as a vampire general, and Drake/Future/Travis as pawns falling off the board. The conversation shifted. This wasn't about a surprise performance anymore. This was about a secret project designed to dismantle the old order. And then, like gasoline on fire, an insider came forward. A known leaker account with a track record of accuracy tweeted it wasn't supposed to drop yet. Kendrick and Carti have 8 tracks in the vault. Title: No Kings, release window sooner than y'all think. The tweet racked up over 100K likes in under 2 hours. Screenshots went viral across Reddit. Fans started predicting track lists, imagining features, even creating fake cover art that itself started trending. The narrative was spiraling out of control. But here's where the shocking reveal cracked the internet in half. Out of nowhere, Travis Scott broke his silence. He posted a cryptic tweet that read, "Plastic stages, plastic kings." No tags, no names, but fans connected it instantly to Kendrick's shot at his tour. Travis was firing back, publicly. The flame war had officially begun. Within minutes, Drake liked Travis's tweet, pouring even more gasoline on the fire. Screenshots of that like alone sparked threads with thousands of comments debating whether Drake was about to jump back into the beef arena. Future, however, played it differently. He didn't tweet, he didn't post, but one of his closest producers went live on Instagram, and during that live stream with thousands watching, he said, "Y'all better enjoy your little 3 minutes, because ATL don't forget, and ATL don't forgive." Fans clipped it instantly, blasting it across every platform. The threat was clear. Meanwhile, Kendrick and Carti, silent. No tweets, no stories, no confirmation, which only made the speculation worse. Some fans swore the silence was strategy, that every move was planned, every leak intentional. Others worried it was about to spiral out of control, that this wasn't music anymore. It was becoming street-level tension. But then came the reveal that nobody expected. At 6 p.m. Rolling Stone published an exclusive claiming they'd obtained emails between members of Carti's management and Kendrick's camp. The emails allegedly outlined a secret rollout plan, surprise performance in Atlanta, leaked demo snippets, spark controversy, drop official announcement within 10 days. The magazine blurred names, but the receipts looked legit. If true, this meant the entire spontaneous chaos was a carefully orchestrated industry ambush. Fans split instantly. Some called it genius, the greatest rollout of all time. Others called it manipulation, saying Kendrick and Carti used fake beef energy just to sell music, and yet even the critics couldn't stop talking about it. The controversy only fed the machine. But what made jaws drop wasn't just the emails. It was the final line of the leak. Phase 2, guest verses will confirm the takeover. Who were these guest verses? Who else was secretly in on No Kings? Rumors exploded. Some swore they saw J. Cole at the rehearsal studio. Others claimed Tyler, the Creator, had been spotted with Carti's stylist. A wild conspiracy even suggested Kanye West was involved, pointing to his silence as evidence. The fan theories multiplied faster than anyone could track. And then Kendrick's burner liked another tweet. This one read, "The throne ain't safe, nobody's safe. 3 minutes was just the warning." That was it, the cliffhanger. The silence after that was deafening. The world realized whatever No Kings was, it wasn't over. And if the emails were real, we were just entering phase 2. By sunrise the day after Atlanta, the internet wasn't just first came the fans. Entire timelines were split in half. On one side were the Kendrick loyalists, who declared the performance a masterclass in domination. They flooded Twitter with hashtags like #Pulitzer meets Vamp and #No Kings era. One viral thread argued, Kendrick just proved he can out-rap, out-plan, and out-shock anyone alive. This is checkmate. Another fan tweeted clips with, "Carti screamed for 3 minutes, and it still sounded harder than half the industry." On the other side, chaos. Future's fans, die-hard ATL loyalists, weren't having it. They blasted Kendrick for disrespecting the kingdom and accused Carti of betraying his own city. One comment with 50K likes read, "Carti just gave Kendrick the knife and helped him stab Atlanta in the back. Unforgivable." Another ATL account posted, "We don't need no Pulitzer bars to run the culture." Future is the culture. The arguments got so intense that Twitter Spaces erupted overnight, hosting heated debates with thousands tuning in. One space titled "Did Kendrick Just End Future in ATL?" had over 30,000 listeners at one point, with fans screaming at each other like it was a live rap battle. Screenshots of the space-flooded IG stories, making the drama impossible to escape. But then, the industry started reacting. Within hours, DJ Academics went live, pacing around his studio like he couldn't sit still. He shouted, "Y'all don't get it. Kendrick don't move unless it's chess. This wasn't random. Carti's not dumb either. This is a straight-up coup. They're saying we run rap now." And guess what? They might be right. His clip alone hit 2 million views before the stream even ended. Charlemagne the God dropped his 2 cents on The Breakfast Club, calling it one of the most disrespectful moves in recent hip-hop memory, and warning that Future's silence was scarier than any diss track. "When Future don't talk," Charlemagne said, "that's when you know he's plotting." Clips of his rant went viral on TikTok, with fans stitching it into memes showing Future sitting in the shadows like a supervillain. Even mainstream news outlets couldn't resist. Rolling Stone followed up their leaked email report with an op-ed declaring the Kendrick x Carti stunt the most dangerous collaboration of the decade. Complex called it chaotic brilliance. TMZ framed it differently, pushing headlines like "Future's camp furious after Kendrick and Carti hijack Atlanta, violence brewing, and the celebrities, oh, they jumped in too. 1 Savage always." Known for keeping it cryptic, tweeted just 3 emojis. Fans lost their minds trying to decode it. Was he siding with Carti's vamp energy? Was the crown emoji Future? Was the fire aimed at Kendrick? The tweet was reposted thousands of times, sparking endless breakdown threads. Meanwhile, Lil Baby finally broke his silence, posting on IG Live, "I ain't picking no sides, but don't think ATL sweet, don't." Fans interpreted it as a thinly veiled warning toward Kendrick and Carti, especially since Baby and Future are tight. Screenshots went viral instantly, and suddenly the conversation wasn't just Kendrick versus Future, it was Kendrick versus the entire Atlanta scene. Drake, of course, couldn't resist a little digital shade. He quietly posted a black and white photo of himself sipping wine with the caption, "Kings don't beg, they're already seated." Fans were quick to catch the connection to Kendrick's alleged "streams don't buy crowns" line. Drake didn't tag anyone, but everybody knew who he was talking about. The comments blew up with people spamming at "Kendrick Lamar respond" and "you better not hide this time." Then came the wildest moment yet. Kanye West reappeared. Out of nowhere, he dropped a rant on X, formerly Twitter, writing, "They trying to rewrite the throne without me. They can't. Carti know I'm the real vampire. Kendrick know I taught him strategy. This not hip-hop without yeah." Fans didn't know if he was inserting himself into the chaos or actually hinting he was part of the No Kings project. The post was deleted within minutes, but not before screenshots spread like wildfire. And if that wasn't enough, Megan Thee Stallion jumped in with her own cryptic take. She tweeted, "Energy crazy, guess we all about to see who really outside." Nobody knew what she meant, but her fans swore she was hinting at being a surprise guest on the rumored Kendrick Carti project. That theory alone trended for hours. Meanwhile, inside the industry, whispers got darker. Bloggers and hip-hop insiders started leaking intel about closed-door meetings at labels. One thread claimed Future's label was preparing a massive counter-move, rallying heavy hitters for a response track. Another blog claimed Drake and Travis had been on a call with Future's camp the night of the show, allegedly discussing how to shut Kendrick down before he hijacks the culture. Again, suddenly, fans were convinced a mega response record was coming. A Drake, Future, and Travis Scott alliance track aimed directly at Kendrick and Carti. Whether it was real or not, the speculation itself kept the internet in flames. But the wildest fan theory came when Reddit sleuths dug into the leaked No Kings emails again. They zoomed in on a blurred out attachment name and swore it looked like J_feature_final.mp3. That one screenshot triggered a frenzy. Could Jay-Z really be on the side of Kendrick and Carti? Was Hav about to step into the chaos? Theories spread so fast that Jay-Z's own reps had to issue a statement calling it fabricated nonsense. But fans weren't buying it. By this point, the reactions weren't just entertainment. They were shaping reality. Every celebrity tweet, every leaked screenshot, every deleted post added more fuel to the fire. Fans weren't just consuming the drama, they were living it, spreading it, amplifying it until even the artists themselves had no choice but to respond. And just when people thought things couldn't get crazier, another bombshell was dropped. Late at night, a hacker group claimed they'd obtained unreleased audio files from the No King sessions. They threatened to leak the entire project unless Kendrick and Carti acknowledged the truth about who backed them. Screenshots of the threat hit Twitter, sparking a new layer of conspiracy. Who was really pulling the strings? Because if the rumors were true that a shadow figure in the industry orchestrated all this, then Kendrick and Carti weren't just flipping the rap game for themselves. They were pawns in something much bigger. And fans knew it. The next move could either confirm the greatest collab rollout in hip-hop history, or expose the dirtiest industry setup of all time. By now, the world was convinced No Kings was real, the lines were drawn, and retaliation was coming. But then came the twist that turned everything inside out. At midnight, fans noticed something strange. Kendrick's verified Spotify page updated for just 3 minutes before reverting. On the artist page, a hidden playlist appeared, titled Phase 2. Then disappeared. Only a few fans screenshotted it, but the damage was done. The playlist cover, a black and white crown tilted sideways, cracked in half, and the track list completely blurred except for one word: Legacy. Theories went insane. Was this the opening track of the Kendrick Carti project? Was Legacy a direct warning to Future, whose whole brand rests on his King of Atlanta legacy? Or was it a subliminal aimed at Drake, who constantly brags about his legacy streams? The mystery only added fuel. But here's where the story snapped into madness. Out of nowhere, leaked footage surfaced on TikTok showing Kendrick and Carti, and just when things felt like they couldn't escalate further, Future finally moved. At 3 a.m., Future posted a chilling video on Instagram. No caption, just him in the studio, chain swinging, head down. In the background, you could faintly hear a beat, heavy, menacing, unmistakably aimed at war. And then, right before the clip cut off, Future lifted his head, stared dead into the camera, and said, 3 minutes don't end kings. 3 minutes just start funerals. The internet froze. Within minutes, #Future v Kendrick was trending worldwide. Fans begged for the diss track to drop. Memes of Kendrick and Carti's funeral exploded. Drake posted 3 cryptic laughing emojis. Travis Scott posted a flame emoji. It was clear. The retaliation was coming. But here's the cliffhanger. The real bombshell. That same morning, Billboard published a piece citing anonymous insiders claiming that not only was No Kings real, but it wasn't a Kendrick and Carti collab album at all. It was allegedly a multi-artist project with secret contributions from rappers across the spectrum. And the goal wasn't just music. It was to formally launch a new label-backed collective designed to overthrow the current industry hierarchy. If that's true, then this isn't just Kendrick versus Future. It isn't Carti versus Drake. It's something bigger, a new movement, a new empire. And according to the leak, the official rollout is less than 2 weeks away. Which raises one chilling question. If No Kings is really the opening shot of an industry coup, then who else is in on it, and who's about to be destroyed in the process? When things certain, Atlanta was just the beginning. The war for the throne has only just begun. And there you have it. The night Atlanta turned into the epicenter of the most shocking 3 minutes in hip-hop history. Kendrick Lamar and Playboi Carti didn't just perform, they detonated a cultural time bomb. From subliminals at Drake, Travis, and Future to leaked demos, hacked files, and whispers of a shadow figure funding the chaos. The game will never be the same after this. But here's the thing, this story is far from over. We still don't know the full truth about the No Kings project. Is it really just Kendrick and Carti, or are we looking at a multi-artist super collective ready to burn down the old guard and rebuild the rap game from the ground up? Who's pulling the strings behind the scenes? Was that really Jay-Z in the leaked footage, or just smoke and mirrors to distract us? And the scariest part, how will Future, Drake, and Travis strike back now that they've been publicly disrespected? This is where you come in. I need you to sound off in the comments right now. Do you think Kendrick and Carti flipped the rap game forever in those 3 minutes? Was this the boldest, most genius move in hip-hop history? Or was it reckless? Disrespect that crossed the line? And most importantly, if No Kings is real, who else do you think is secretly on that project? Trust me, your answers matter, because this isn't just drama. This is history unfolding in real time, and every single comment, every debate, every theory keeps this fire alive. So make sure you smash that like button if you think Kendrick and Carti just shocked the world. Hit subscribe and turn on notifications because the next chapter is coming, and when it does, you're gonna want to be here the second it drops. Because if Atlanta was just the beginning, imagine what's coming next. Stay tuned. This is only the start of the storm.